Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Case. Big update and new features in the case battles. Updated and convenient interface with new options. Up to 4 users can participate in one battle now. Create and customize your battles, any number and any type of cases. Choose the number of participants and invite your friends with a unique link. Watch the best drop and win everything. Don't miss epic battles on Hellcase.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here on the B stream at StarSeries. I'm excited. I'm back with Launders. I finally arrived in time to cast with you. I've dispatched of Sadakis, and now it's time to get the real show on the road.
Yeah, we've got some really good games today. What are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to seeing if ViCi can get another upset.
That could be big.
I mean, the fact that they were able to best Navi just not in one map but 2 yesterday is, I think, just a talking point in and of itself. Now they're up versus FaZe, who, as we saw last weekend, coming out of Blast Sao Paulo, weren't looking all too hot. 1 win over the 5 maps that we saw from them there, and it was just MIBR who fell utterly flat at that event. So what do you take from it? You've got a very promising ViCi versus what seems like a bit of a limping FaZe clan. But that's our first game here on the B stream, followed by NRG Fnatic, which is also more exciting in and of itself, right? You go back to the major, you've got a flat Fnatic, you've got NRG who surpassed that first stage and then out of nowhere drop 0-3. So that's a cool little bit of a revenge match, just to see who's got what to prove. NRG holding the only 16-0 this weekend. I'm excited, but what are you excited for?
Well, we have no head-to-head history for FaZe and ViCi, which is interesting. And FaZe will have Guardian, who just flew in.
Yeah.
So, he might be a little bit jet-lagged. That's going to be maybe a boon for ViCi. And we'll see if that has an impact on the match itself. I think of the 2 matches, I actually don't know who's going to win the next match, I'll be honest. I don't know, FaZe or NRG. Yep. NRG got the 16-0 yesterday, I think, versus North in the 3rd map. They pulled it back. They seemed a lot better after that 3rd map. And then for FaZe, they had to play with Yankos with Pain, and so there's question marks on both sides for me. It's like, how good is NRG going to play? How good will FaZe play today? And we know ViCi are going to play above expectations, I think, based on what we've seen in the tournament so far. So we've got the veto coming out. Dust2 is the pick for FaZe. ViCi will pick Overpass, and the deciding map is going to be Train.
Train. Ooh. I'm going to chew on this one for a second.
Sure, I think 3. I think solid maps for. I think maybe it's going to be hard to get the Train, obviously, but I think ViCi are going to be keen to play Dust2.
I would personally be leaning more towards ViCi if they were able to get that Inferno map in. I think maybe trying to float it towards the end, seeing as FaZe Clan would have been not too much of a shocker to find them there as well, but it was removed. So if Inferno was in here, I'd be more willing to say, like, all right, we're going to get that other upset. I think there's still a very real chance at a map, but I don't know about 2.
Yeah, it's a good point. ViCi have laid the foundation on Inferno as one of their favorite maps. They're really good at it, and we know that they can take top teams on it, honestly.
Yeah.
So it is kind of strange that they didn't pick it, but maybe it's Inferno. It's hard. It's so hard to be like, all right, we're good versus every team on Inferno.
Yeah, as opposed to
FaZe
where
love to play it, even though they might have mixed results.
I can see them feeling as though they are simply better on Overpass, which they ended up choosing instead of Inferno. And again, you float the possibility of it.
Well, FaZe right now, Nico specifically hates Overpass as a map, and he's IGL, so that could be a big problem for FaZe. But we know that they have had a really good Overpass in the past. Rain,
Exactly.
Is like one of his best maps. His performances have been off and on. I think I can't remember how well he's done at this event, but yeah, Kaze 1v1 versus Guardian. He's got to flick around for this frag. It's not a very important knife round. It's Dust2 after all.
Yeah.
But it's still fun to win, I guess.
So there we go. ViCi with the choice. Well, it means we're going to be getting right into the game soon. Once the knife is done, there's only one thing left to do.
What's that?
Start
the game, Caster.
So
Press
we'll
the
do what we
button.
have to do. And we should be rolling forward on Dust2. The map choice, for the record, of FaZe Clan in this year best of 3. These teams holding on to the 1-0 record. I think it's a good point you raised very briefly, in that all we've seen from FaZe so far here at StarSeries is that victory over pain when they're playing with Yanko, who doesn't have competitive experience for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure Yanko could even play better. He played well. I'm sure he could even play better than that, but he probably didn't have much time to practice because it was so last minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, luckily it was only pain that they had to deal with, so at least they got that W.
The old W. ViCi, though, over top of Navi. So, I mean, that if you look at these two teams' opening games, that's really the focus point. And especially considering the nature of that victory over Navi on Inferno. I think it was like 16-4, 16-5, something
Slapped
in those.
them.
Just a big old dookie.
Yeah.
Like steaming hot. And that was that. So, ViCi, we know what they can accomplish. We know that skill ceiling is high, but will they tap into it as we begin Dust2? That's the big old question. We've got FaZe Clan coming out long doors. Kaze, he's going to be sat back by Carr, having the support of Zoking on Goose. This is that long-range USP engagement they're hoping to have.
It's not a one round, having long control, but they haven't cleared Kaze. He's going to have a few shots to take off, and there's a couple of heads he's popped already. Looking for number 3, half blind, can't line up the third one, but he'll have another opportunity. Nico is going to be his next maybe victim. No, it's Nico to come out ahead. And long control hasn't been successful quite yet. It's in fact a 3v1. Bomb is going to fall back on Olaf Meister's back, but there's a player waiting for him as he comes back to mid. Doesn't seem like he's going to clear this either.
No, should be just that. One tap, spinal execution. Freeman patient pays off, and we've got ViCi with the pistol to the CT side. So, I mean, it all just goes down to clearing that car. Kaze was given way too long of a chance, and then with the sheer numbers of ViCi on that bomb site, FaZe was so distracted they couldn't get him out quickly.
It's hard to say if they should have cleared it or not. At a certain point, maybe, but with someone at car, it's not easy to spam through. I think because FaZe went out long so quickly, they were like, hey, maybe we can skip this. We don't think that there's going to be a person there. But, yeah, the trade was a little bit belabored, and that was the main problem. There's not very good guns this round. They've got a P250 on Olaf Meister, and that's about it. FaZe are coming out with a fast mid-B and a smoke that's not great. They haven't actually denied vision on A, so they're not going to pull this A rotator in Kaze into CT spawn, which makes this CAD exec a lot less powerful, but they didn't have much of a chance to win the round anyway.
So the one all-in they have, the double run boost. And wow, Kaze 3 headshots in the 4K. Looking for the ace anti-eco, and Olaf has other ideas.
Dude, he might get a plant.
Yeah, sure enough. He's just going to go for it. The express plant goes down. So sure enough, good job, Olaf. Clears out those 2 bodies, gets his bomb plant. Costs somewhat for ViCi. The double run boost, not 1, but 2.
I like it. It's kind of crazy that Olaf got a plant, considering Kaze got those 4 kills effortlessly.
Those first 2 were just beautiful.
Yeah, very fast. So let's see. It was not a clean anti-eco by any means. And for FaZe, they get a few hundred extra bucks per person. They have dropped the knot for Guardian. Everyone's going to get full nade sets. We're moving around here, 3 on Dust2 here, the first rifle round of the game. And let's see if ViCi do a similar setup that they did on the pistol. Are they going to go for full on long control, or are they going to try to... Yeah, it looks like they will. They have one person in the back throwing a flash. 2 set up there, but as they see the flashes coming their way, and they fall back immediately. Now they have to go and grab cat control. The thing is, FaZe have already worked their way out mid. Huge advantage for them to have done this. Looks like Freeman spotted the action, so they can't move so quickly, but the CTs are in disarray. They don't know exactly what's going to happen to them, and they've given up long control as well as mid.
Yeah, there's in constant flux right now within that bomb site. So uncomfortable are the 2 defenders in Kaze and Advent. But Rain's yet to pull the trigger on the push. He's got a body by his side now. A body and a buddy. Cat push, you can see collecting itself, but the real question will be, do ViCi make a move before the execution moves forward? Because they have that close smoke in their faces. Kaze is going to play close, and he's got a teammate coming in from behind. Big play from Amin. 3 off of the Vomus, and Rain on long gets himself a response. It's the 2v1 advantage for FaZe Clan, as now they use their own smoke to block off the remaining CT. Oh, but he's got an angle.
Free kill.
There you have it.
He's on for the ace.
He found that timing perfectly.
Oh, that's so great. He's using his T-side smoke. Oh, it's a deep CT. Interesting.
Drops down as Olaf gets closer. 4 health for Olaf Meister. Bomb just there, and he's got it. Ace for Amin. Very justified Smiley.
Yeah, the 5-piece, really sick stuff. To be honest, tactically speaking, ViCi didn't do anything properly that round. They gave up long. They didn't have a plan to take cat. They lost mid control. They came back to scramble, and they had Amin was the only person to do anything sitting at the top of cat. He had to shut down that push by himself. Nico got the 2-piece entry with a crazy spray transfer to open up the round. So you'd think, all right, with all of those things in motion, FaZe have this round locked up. And then Amin immediately gets 3 kills. Again, with the Falmus, picks up the op, makes it 2 more. That's so nuts by him. And ViCi get the 3-0. They also get themselves a save, so it's just such a good start so far. Even though it wasn't the ideal start to the last round. FaZe have a 2-3. They're trying to get out mid. They've got decent smokes. And an MP9 in front of one.
Yeah, smokes that now fade as the push moves forward. Freeman just gets back into cover and then re-engages perfectly with Zoking. That's the B tunnels cleared for the most part. Rain left over. He was with Nico towards mid, but that was shut down, so the first front fell and the second's cleared out just as quickly. 4-0 for ViCi, and this time a nice anti-eco. You know, not the 2 casualties of the second round, not that bare clutch that we got out of Amin in the third, but rather 5 survivors and FaZe Clan back in with a buy of their own.
Yeah, 5 survivors, a lot of SMG kills. ViCi built up a ton of money off of that. Overall, they've evened out around like 3K. So the loss bonus is starting to pile on for FaZe, which is going to be nice for them. They'll certainly need it at this point. And starting out this round with long control once again. Nico's got no targets in front of him, but Kaze is pushed into lower and got in Olaf Meister, who was supposed to be the one in the 4-1, which is big. So now FaZe have long control, but if we can think about their vision, they have no emphasis on mid. They don't know what's going on at lower. There's a push from ViCi all the way through spawn. So they're doing a great job with this map control to try to take their advantage and push it into a win safely.
Sure enough, all this attention's turned. Anticipating the long play. FaZe Clan still have strong numbers in this push. It'll be curious to see whether the CTs get dropped in the engagement or if they just hold off long enough for the fire and smoke to fade, because if that's the case, then the real problem begins to arise. But here's a bit of breathing room. Guardian catches the head of Zoking. CT's unable to get a response just yet, but everybody's so close to one another. Guardian with another. And in doing so, we have ViCi contemplating their options because long A was smoked off, so Freeman can't get that third prong in the assault. He comes back and joins Amin on catwalk, and by the time he gets there, they feel as though it's been too late. The save is called, and we have FaZe on the board.
Man, it looks like it's going to be a messy game both ways. That was a round that ViCi had locked up. They had killed Olaf Meister, and it seemed like because of the name tag alone, they knew that it was going to be a 4-1 setup. They pushed through confidently through B tunnels. It was swift. They got all the way through spawn. They had the other players rotating in, but I don't think they took mid control fast enough with the remaining players, and then they tried to push out too early based on the where the rest of their teammates were. If they had grouped up a little bit better and then gone for the full retake in the 5v4 with a big flank to come in a little bit later, which they could have waited for, then they might have done it more safely. They probably would have been able to win without losing any players, and it still would have been unknown to FaZe that they had taken that like big flank in the first place. So a lot of things that that ViCi could have certainly done better on a round they absolutely should have won. It's going to be another rifle round, though, for them, as they did save up enough money to afford another buy. Olafmeister comes out with the first kill. It took a little bit longer than it should have. The Molotov does a ton of damage, but Nico joins him off cat.
Yeah, no hesitation there. Just simultaneous push out for FaZe. You can see the way they skewered the other long players. Even despite having a little cover towards car, it was not enough. Bomb plant so swift. Zoking is here towards the catwalk. If Freeman can catch the kill to the top of mid, then we might have a retake on our hands. Zoking will not shy away, but Adrian has him. Good positioning up forward. You know, without the support of his teammates' nades, then that doesn't go well at all. But the element of surprise keeps Freeman on his lonesome. So a second round for FaZe Clan, and this time it's just that fast A split. You get Olaf dueling long, and you got Nico capitalizing on the distraction that served ViCi no favors.
I really like that after a really confusing round to just turn the tempo up all the way. Do something simple. It's Dust2. Nothing you can do is going to be too elaborate in the first place. So they decided to use maybe one of their faster strats, so they might have been saving for a later round. Just for that one, for this particular situation where ViCi are probably trying to collect themselves after having had lost such an advantageous situation a few moments ago, and then yeah, it comes through with the entries. I mean, Olaf coming out long, there's nothing special about that. They know he's coming. He's standing in their Molotov. It's where they want him to be, but they take too long to kill him. He gets that frag, and then by that time, Nico's fast-catted, and they haven't spotted mid either.
They're going to transition this speed into another rapid round. They're hitting that ViCi so quickly. Zoking was tagged up because of Olaf's op on the cross. Freeman with an op of his own. One of two, of course, with this buy for ViCi. The double snipers making their first showing in the 7th round. But now, with bomb down, Rain can reposition, and he'll do so safely. The entirety of ViCi are on mid if they want to make this retake happen. They have so many grenades to do so, but they've also got counter nades in their face.
Oh, you can't do this.
Oh, it's not going to be pretty if they just slam their head against the wall and try it.
So they're just kind of wasting nades right now. Like, it feels like they're probably going to save, and if they don't, I mean, how are they going to win? They don't have any tunnels control.
Oh, they're just going to go for the Hail Mary towards the end. They're going to try to charge forward. Wild spray down from Reigns traded eventually, but Adrian, he's just going to hide behind the box and buy enough time to close the round. Like you said, you might as well save it, and not just the guns, the utility they had at the time. It would have been 4 survivors with full weapons plus utility. And instead, same result. You lose that 3rd round to FaZe Clan, and the only remnants are Kaza's op.
They have to start thinking about the new economy. So if you don't have enough of a safety net after you win a bunch of rounds, then that's when it's not as if you shouldn't have won those rounds, but there's so much more emphasis on winning rounds cleanly now because of how strong the comeback mechanic is. So any chance you get to save after a long streak where you start to go 1 for 1 and you're only going to get $1,400 on the reset, you should really think about the fact that FaZe Clan are going to have a much stronger loss bonus.
FaZe currently thriving in the aggression. This is going to be the 3rd round in a row where they've gotten a chance at contact in what seems like the first 10 seconds. From a long A push to the tunnels push and back to long once more. ViCi's 4 pistol players trying to get proactive. You can see them clumping together in middle as that op sits back towards Goose.
Yeah, the op at Goose is the guy you want to take a lot of duels.
Yeah.
If they lose the op at Goose, they can recover the op at Goose as well. There's so many chances for him to get these early picks. Guardian showing head right here. Oh, and it was a close shot. It was kind of right in front of him, but it was just in the floor. And now they have information on where that is. So Guardian can sit here, mess with Kaze for as long as he wants. FaZe might think about trying to avoid this op, but I think they want confirmation that he's not going to move spots.
Oh, just looked away, and it will cost him his face. Little reconstructive surgery. Olaf will punish Freeman, who was walking forward just to see if there were more players here, and sure enough there is. Ooh. So Kaze waits.
Nice.
And he's gifted a second kill. Down goes Nico, flying through the sky. Adrian activating in middle. Keep your eye on the radar though. We've got Zoking pushing tunnels. And that could completely blindside this two-man cohort who are more concerned with doors. Sure enough, there it is. 5-7 connects. Could go one better. It's upgraded into the AK, and Rain tries to pull away. He will find safety. But now they need to push on long.
They've been flagrant with the peaks. There's not enough time to get the bomb down, so Olaf is now in no man's land. He's got to try to delay if possible. He's going to throw the smoke to feign that he's crossing, but he's out here. And they're going wide. They've got nothing to lose. Kaze gets the trade through the smoke as well. A 4-frag round for him. 12-4 on the map. ViCi get a 5th round. That was pretty impressive stuff. FaZe falling short. I mean, it all starts with Guardian going down in pit to Kaze.
Correct.
So it's huge that they have an op. I mean, that strengthens the buy so much. And Kaze does a great job of taking on most of the workload. If the pistols take all the duels at first, they're probably going to lose. So if he can make it a 5v4 initially and then make the other team uncomfortable, then they'll start making panic decisions. And I think that's what we saw from FaZe. And they start running into pistols. They start not accounting for flanks. They start believing that they can't take long anymore. And then that closes the map off for them. And even though Almond came out with like a flagrant peek on left side mid, he ended up dying. There was still Zoking and lower who was baiting for it to come and get that kill. So once again, map control winning the round for ViCi.
Now it's going to be a sigh of relief, considering the save that could have been in the round prior. Economy against the ropes.
Yeah, they didn't save those guns.
Yep.
They didn't save those guns, and they still won on the eco. So it's like not a lot of lessons are being learned in this match,
exactly,
right, on both sides. They're both doing things wrong and still winning the rounds. But it should be FaZe teaching them the lessons.
Well, FaZe won't be able to teach with much. Just those pistols. And already the op firing off for 2. Og nearby. Advent support should be good enough to clean it all up, and it most certainly is. 6-3, ViCi. Going to keep this one moving forward.
Again, can't discount it enough. There was a round that FaZe won on an eco where they came across Cat, or there was one round they got 2 kills in a bomb plant. All that money is great. That round, ViCi had a very clean anti-eco. They saved enough money here to make sure that if they lose, they can still buy. It's such an important talking point, especially that it's becoming that economic game of chicken in this match already. And FaZe on this round, it looks like they're still sorting out a buy in spawn. Rain only has a Glock in his hand, so I'm not sure if he's got a gun waiting for him somewhere or what the deal is, but armor and a Glock is...
There it is.
Okay. Whoa,
oh, easy lineup.
The molly.
Easy lineup there. The assists off Zoking, Freeman's double.
They just ran through a molly, didn't they?
Yeah.
At like a minute 30 into B.
With full belts of utility.
Very risky stuff from FaZe that we're seeing.
Maybe a little disjointed by the fact that Rain was late to join them. That could help.
Damn, he just did the flashbang dance and hit that off shot.
That could most certainly help. If somebody else overfaces, they've got that bomb control though. There was for sure supposed to be more mid-presence in this round from the get-go because we had Rain jump down suicide lane and then have to double back all the way towards the B tunnel side of T-spawn to get his AK. So I can't help but feel like his progression down mid could have changed things, but they're overfacing.
And they're overfacing over and over again.
That's 2 op picks now for Guardian. So from a 2v4 into the even 2v2, they still have that bomb control, and there's only 30 seconds. But you know that FaZe are going to consider this doable.
Yeah, and with this smoke down, they're going to clear the left side. I don't know if they're going to come through this, but they're certainly going to be aware.
Oh, I do not want to be Almond.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe I do.
He got his own flash assist.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the high five to yourself alley-oop.
Is it? I thought that was Advent's flash assist.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. Advent, Almond. I mean, I'll give it to you.
That makes a bit more sense.
Right.
Yeah, lucky to have won that round. I mean, like, FaZe got the 2 harder kills. In the 4v2 with tunnels and the bomb in the site, the CTs can hide anywhere they want. Like, you can't give up those first 2 kills. When it's a 2v2, it's literally like you're playing, like, wingman. You're coming into the site.
Oh
my God.
Later.
Wow, man.
All right.
That was quite a peek.
Well, we saw the one op of Kaze win around. Can we do
boy.
it with a one scout play?
They've got a long push. They're in the smoke. Oh, they can see him too. Did they boost up?
Missed it. Must have been, though.
Must have been, yeah.
Based on the radar, they look so close to another. But with 2 players long A, we have FaZe opting to go right into this B hit. And if they do so quick enough, it's just going to be Freeman on the back plat. 3 Ts about to line up for him. Just that scout that he really needs to worry about. Or maybe it's the P250. And then the Deeg.
This is a really messy game.
All right.
This is a whole lot of ecos.
I feel like I need a shower.
Yeah. Do you feel gross?
A little bit. A little bit.
Do you feel gross because you're like taking enjoyment from a really messy game?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. I'm not sure how much I'm enjoying it. It's just too many ecos. That would have been such a nice shot. Goes without saying, but man, how did ViCi drop that one? There was with K Sharp, maybe just delay a little bit longer. Once you pop your head up at the box and Guardian misses a shot, then you count your chickens and you don't peek again. But then he ends up getting 1 Deeg. Then Olaf comes out mid. That was kind of a nice split, I guess, from FaZe, but they didn't do anything special. They didn't have any grenades to support themselves. They just kind of were like, all right, let's just go B this round. Let's try to split it. Let's see if we get our free kills. And the free kills came. And that has been tail of the tape for both teams. It's surprising to see ViCi to being able to say that they can take a lead in this half so far after all the rounds that we've seen. But at the same time, they did win the pistol, and that helps. It's a mixed bag buy for ViCi. Got a couple of SMGs. We've got another fast cap because there's not been a lot of spotting mid from ViCi, but there is 4 players at long.
Adrian will take that engagement any day of the week. Nearly finding 2 kills. ViCi were just kind of all hopping along in the corner. Oh, and there it is. He will find it still, what seemed like through smoke even.
They're kind of just methodically working through these picks. It's 1 person here at long that has gotten both these kills, and it was 4 people from ViCi to concentrate their talent in this area. So that's a huge commitment by them, and for them to come out with no kills is the big problem. They've also not dealt with Adrian still to this point, and he's got most of his health, so he's going to be very confident about peeking, taking fights if he wants them. And again, ViCi don't have cat control, so I would like to look at Kaze to see what kind of angle he has. They've at least got Freeman here, but he's got to stand his ground. You know, he's got to dodge flashes and fight, and he can't really fall back with the fear that cat might be lost. Wow, it looked like Freeman tried to clear that. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, goes back in, and will double back to join Kaze on this could-be cat hold. We get the aggression of Zoking through tunnels, though, that most certainly will cost them.
Wow.
FaZe Clan transition into a swift B split.
Man, I think they truly baited them into pushing tunnels. They thought as soon as they do that A presence, they know that ViCi have run through spawn. I don't know if they knew it on that specific round I'm referencing.
Right.
But they had pushed tunnels after that, and maybe that's just something they knew they would do. So it felt like they tried to play it pretty simple with the A split. 2 people commit. If they get the kill there, they follow the frags. And if not, Olaf Meister is once again the 4-1 in that situation. He's meant to lurk. He's meant to hold them off. He's meant to be a person to push in a B if they need to change course. And then he ends up catching the push, which was one of the options. ViCi unprepared for it, and FaZe win. It was good. It was nice and decisive. They got the mid to B smoke out quick, and they helped Olaf Meister as soon as he got that kill. Was pretty surprised. You know, ViCi setup. There weren't many ways they could win that round because they didn't have cat control, they didn't have long control. Freeman had an off angle, Kaze had an off angle. If Kaze misses a shot, he has to fall in the CT spawn. Then Freeman has to watch long. Then Adrian can come out and flank him and kill him. So there's many, many ways that they could lose, and it would all just come off of like 1 shoulder peek, 1 missed shot. And they still got those 2 kills. So that's kind of a win in my book. They still did a pretty good job at A. If they hadn't pushed B, in fact, it would have been an advantage.
Yeah, it seemed like it. Seemed like they were very much corralling FaZe Clan, but 1 kill can make all the difference, clearly. It'll be Freeman back on B alone. One of the 2 primary weapons in the round. Kaze's op lingers towards cross on long. Rain, doesn't have to worry about his back because Guardian gives cover. Nico then goes 1 further, and it is the sweep of the B bomb site once more.
I think we call this a very sensible play. They know Kaze had the op still.
Yep.
They said last round, the last time they saw him, it was at A. This time, they don't spend too much time scouting him out. They don't try to take long control to see if he's changing it up. Instead, they're like, all right, let's just try a mid B. If he's in B, it's still fine. Like, if you have 2 ops on the map, you still kind of want to go B. As long as you know there's an op at A that's not really the fight you'd like to take. It's going to cost you more resources. It's going to be a longer round. And if that's the case, then there's always more of a chance that that ViCi might try to big flank. They might try to push tunnels. They might try to get map control because they have much less to lose. And they avoid all of those problems by keeping it simple, going for a mid to B split, and crushing the B site and hoping FaZe does what he's normally done. Odds definitely in favor of FaZe, naturally. Half is almost wrapped up. 7-6 here for ViCi. Their lead is thin, and it's hard to say who's won more undeserving rounds because I think they've both taken 2 ecos.
Yep, that's correct. I'd say at the start of it, it was more ViCi, you know, kind of getting by with just the skin of their teeth. Now I'm more convinced by FaZe Clan. It was a little slow to start, but to me, it's the notable difference is the decisiveness that you mentioned. You know, the decision to rapidly change into that B split during the 3v3. That was a turning point. But what is this? We've got Adrian all the way down long A. FaZe had not spotted it. So a saving grace in Raim's TK, but it's not going to get them out of dodge. FaZe still just around the goose, has the smoke to play with. Bomb can completely circumvent him, head towards the opposite side of the map, but is he going to have teammates left? Because FaZe's still up, and he is laying down the lead. Now he has to give chase, however. FaZe Clan are gone. Tuck tail to the B bomb site. They knew this plant was free. And unfortunately for FaZe, he's just too far away to really make this doable. But it's got to be tempting. 19-7, individually playing great.
He's nailing it.
And the fact that even though he kind of gave up all that long space and allowed his teammates to die, almost picked up all the pieces.
Yeah. Luckily for them, it's just kind of an easy way out. So next round, let's see what FaZe try to do. At the very least, it's going to be the last round of the half. We know ViCi are not going to have a ton of money left over. I don't think it's that big of a streak. FaZe, is he going to op at A once again? Is he going to be more aggressive because he keeps going back to the plat and just sitting there and waiting for long pushes? Or is he going to try to op mid, which is something that he should probably try to do. One thing they haven't learned, though, is that FaZe have been fast-catting the majority of the rifle rounds, no matter what they do in their default, which is nice that they're keeping the tempo high. But yeah, it's gone unnoticed. And for an opper, if someone's going to be running down mid, you can have an opper in the back lines, but you can still spot the crack in the door and just hold the right side run up on the wall and kill him, and there's no way the op and spawn can help that guy out. Or you can cross left and try to pick him at top mid if they don't go fast cat. But there's not been an opper to do that one round so far. So it looks like this round the op is at mid, which is a pretty good sign. Another fast cat from FaZe. They go out quick. They've seen this cross smoke over and over again, which is a big deal. And, oh man, FaZe absolutely destroyed.
Easy shadow spot for Rain. Sees the repeat come in after the flash had popped. But does get cut down by the rotator. So we're back into the even ground, and mid control has been countered for the time being. That smoke forces Nico back through door, but Olaf forces his way out onto the B site, over the top of Zoking. Sure, it's traded, and there's no additional terrorists to really capitalize on Olaf's space making, but he had definitely done that. Guardian's kill is big. That's the catwalk open for the plant. Adrian gonna challenge long pit and win the duel. So it all falls on Almond, and there you have it, folks. It's FaZe Clan getting back a lead towards the end of things. 5 rounds straight to close the half for FaZe Clan.
Yeah, I can see why your faith started to come back. They look a little bit better. It seems like even though they're just keeping it the same amount of simple, they're a bit more decisive. They're hitting more of their shots. They're back on their feet, and they're kind of showing us why they wanted to play Dust2. I think it was Dust2 there. No, yeah, they wanted to play Dust2, and then ViCi obviously picked Overpass. So surprised by how well ViCi did, considering their A setups always looked finicky on the rifle rounds. But at the same time, there were so many like hero plays that came their way. There was good opping that game, and that bailed them out of a couple good situations. And they won 2 ecos, which FaZe should have not dropped.
Right.
So it's pretty much just about like FaZe. Can you just be on form? Because it's your map pick. It's not a team you should lose to. Guardian's back. Should be feeling better.
Should be.
Should be.
I feel like if you take that, again, just the end of the half as like a sample size, that right there tells you who's going to win this map. You know, FaZe were just on point. So crisp. But it's not that simple, Launders. especially now that they find themselves on the receiving end of the offense. So let's see what ViCi have in store for us, because if there's anything that I like to praise with these guys, if there's anything that I personally love to watch, it's some of that in-your-face T-side action that Asian Counter-Strike so graciously gifts us. So here we'll go. One man left and long, 4 players towards mid.
Where's Rain?
Rain looks like he's underneath Xbox.
Yeah. Or is he? Oh, he's on top of the smoke. He's just gonna flank right now. Oh, wow. Take your time, baby.
Havard Nygaard. All too easy for this man. The Norwegian killer pops up from catwalk, and they never saw it coming or going.
I think his crosshair's too big.
There we have it. He'll find that last kill eventually. Just all too easy, right? Sits inside of his smoke, lets all the players cross, comes in with the execution.
Yeah.
Never even broke a sweat.
He's sitting in the smoke like, shut up, guys. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. I gotta listen. And he's trying to count footsteps. They were all grouped. There was no trailing footsteps, so once they all pass, it was pretty simple for him, push out. And yeah, it's become the prevalent setup to have your CT on cat to spot top mid or spot in the lower, to have 2 people there. I think that's one of the best CT setups on the pistol. It works almost every round. If they go cat like we just saw, you can pull up plays like that. If they go to another part of the map, then you can escort your rotates in through cat, or you can use them to flank or hold on to cat control if the Ts go long. So there's lots of options. And it's a pistol round here for ViCi. They haven't spent much money. It's just it's Freeman on a Deagle. And Zokin's, is he tucked in on this side of the wall? Yeah, looks like it.
Hoping Olaf walks forward, but Olaf sees it. That's going to be an easy clear. Does it before the other Ts can come bail him out, because you know he's begging for help at the moment. But no trade will be made. Where's that Deagle? Yeah, still on Xbox. Trying to be the point of contact, but USP greater than Deeg, or is it Nico greater than Freeman?
It might be. It might be. The USP is a little bit more reliable than the Deagle, I think. The Deagle probably does more damage, but the USP
definitely does more damage.
A little bit,
yeah,
a little bit more. But I think, like, if you're in a 1v1 situation, bombs down, Inferno A site on default. Just saying, like, you know, some situation like that.
Yeah, true.
And
you don't need no
you're the T coming in. It's a pistol round, or it's any round actually. But you can only choose between a USP or a Deagle.
I'll take the USP.
It just feels like it's more in control, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's my best pistol as well, so that's a little biased.
Okay.
But wow, never saw that one coming. Rain charges straight up mid for the 3K, all headshot executions, and he's not even giving ViCi the chance to breathe. He's taken the breath straight from them.
Whoa.
And as they finally respond with some kind of counter mid control, they're also being swarmed. We've got the long A push and the B tunnels push, both going the way of FaZe Clan. However, the costs continue to stack up. Zoking has found himself with a bit of an opportunity.
Oh, bombs outside. Yeah, so he goes and grabs that. And we've got a 1v2 situation. Let's see what his options are. He's got a smoke to cross. It's only one smoke, so it's not wide enough for the entirety of long. He'll have to take this fight first. Olaf is going to be the first victim. He gets that kill, drops the smoke. It's placed somewhat in the middle. The op shot is missed on him crossing, so now it's a much more difficult 1v1. The odds have shifted dramatically into Zoking's favor. He can play this a million different ways. He's planning for himself at long plat, and he's going to catch Guardian here. But Guardian is just going to beat him to long. Oh, a few shots missed, however. USP is not strong enough. And, I really just didn't want to watch that, I'll be honest. I mean, no. That was Guardian's kill, then it was Zoking's kill, and then Guardian hit the op shot. That was hard to watch, I'll be honest. It's probably hard to play, too.
Running with your knife out's one thing. Running with your knife out staring at pit is a whole other story.
That's true. It doesn't cost you much to think about long, and it's not like Guardian teleported. Zoking last saw him at mid. That means his one of 3 options. One is to walk up CT, which would be dangerous. Then the other is to flank cat, which is the most expected. But long is always an option, and it's something people do probably 1 out of 3 times. Like, it's not that rare. And
you're playing the versus the opera too, so I feel like you subtract CT from the options.
And then also to run with your pistol out is only 5 less movement speed than running with your
knife out. Yep.
And you could have at least had a pistol battle with Guardian at long.
Rattled off some shots enough to jump into pit, get into cover, dictate.
Also, playing for long plat with a rifle when you know the other guy's opping is also a little bit risky.
Yeah. It just wasn't fun to watch. Just gonna,
or maybe for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
It probably would have been more enjoyable had we not known that Guardian was ready for it. But alas, let's move past. Oh,
Not bad.
move into this one. Chunky nade damage.
More of that.
Can they? No, that was the only frag left for FaZe Clan. You can throw flashbangs at them, but it doesn't quite have the same bang for your buck. Despite being called flashbangs. Nice dink. Soaking. Hangs on by a thread of life. Molotov denies any further movement. And they'll be happy to just keep their eyes on Catwalk all the while Adrian has these doors. So this is a big duel, but he should have had the best of that.
Yeah.
Shadow advantage certainly plays into his hand. Nico's not going to get around the corner because he's caught in no man's land, but Rain wins the duel towards long, so they've still sectioned off one avenue of assault. And the bomb, well, the bomb's been thrown downwards. He'll smoke it off and throw it up to himself.
They did what they had. I mean, they
did what
dropped
they
the
had to
bomb,
do.
which is unfortunate. Yeah, he had to jump in. You know, it was, yep.
Props to the shot from Nico as he was falling back.
That was nice.
That was now that in hindsight, that was the one that dropped the bomb.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it was a player jumping up to try to kill him, and then, so that was probably ViCi's trade. Yeah, FaZe win another one. It's, again, a little bit messy from ViCi, but I was surprised enough to see that Adrian lost his duel at long. Almond just crouching under his crosshair. As we mentioned, the Shadow advantage is huge in the door.
It's that A1S rate of fire, I tell you. Give it all the bullets you want.
Needs a little buff.
Before I use it.
Before you use it.
Right, you know. I'm a rate of fire kind of guy.
Let's see how patient ViCi are in this spot. This been FaZe just smartly waiting in front of smokes most of the time. Positions that would be risky if there was no smoke, obviously. And look at that damage done to Kaze. Aw.
Olaf again. Shadow lets him know. However, can't best the Tech 9. Now Rain wary of being pinched, but his teammates are coming to support him, so he's going to have full attention towards sight. Knows the bomb plant's just beneath, denies it, forces the play onto the shoulders of Zoking, and poor guy gets flanked. Never had a chance in that one. 13 up for FaZe Clan. Not only an isolated bit of success towards the end of the first half, but that has just steamrolled into the second. The CT side looking flawless.
No signs of stopping, for sure. In terms of impact and performance, there's very little disparity from the kill count on anybody on FaZe. I think Advent's the only one really struggling right now, where Kaze's really overperforming, or just, you know, doing what he was paid to do. Good kill from Nico, right through the smoke. Pure muscle memory shot with the op. Very nice stuff from him. Long option shut down once again for ViCi. They're holed up behind a smoke inside B. Olaf's going to be happy. He's got full attention on his screen right now. They know they have long control and that he might take a fight. Minute 30, and ViCi don't seem like they're doing anything to cause a distraction or pull attention anywhere else. No cat control at all. I mean, you kind of just want a 2-on-2 if you're FaZe here. It's just the long player is really, really committed. So Rain is up on Cat. He's kind of moving back and forth.
Great time flash.
Full B play.
But greater flashbangs the other way. Olaf unable to maintain the bomb site on his own, and Advent with the wall spam gets his second in the round. So that's that big opening. But just as fast as ViCi exit, FaZe Clan enter the tunnels. Rain hot on their heels. Will have two teammates towards mid to try and pinch this retake. They're currently sitting on a 10-round win streak, FaZe Clan, and they are gunning for an 11th. Now they've got that man advantage. They've run dry on utility, but they just have Almond left to deal with. He's going to get proactive, goes for the aggression v Rain, wins that first duel. Adrian tapping the bomb should elicit a peek. Fake flash, no one's going to fall for it. There you go, FaZe successful B-site retake, and we all know that's no easy feat.
No, it isn't. It really seemed like after ViCi got in the site that they could get their spots, they could pick their favorite positions, and then they wouldn't be able to lose. But the big box player going down is the huge part of the round for FaZe to be able to pull it back. They get the 3v3 going, and It was weird, though, that FaZe had so much map control. They didn't actually, like, I thought, okay, they're playing around a cat, but they have cat control with Rain on it. They have a player in pit, but they have Olaf solo in B. They've seen ViCi go B before. Maybe they just assumed that ViCi were too scared to go for another B player, and that's why they didn't have anyone help him out. But he almost got away with his AUG frag anyways, and I feel like they had a flash setup for him to peek from the back of double stack that he was relying on. And that just didn't work out because ViCi were too nice. 2-3 into this round. Outside long. Ooh. Advent gets tagged. Man, yesterday Nico was hitting so many scope shots. There was him with the scout, him with the op. An absolute ballerina.
Yeah, I think that scout plays currently my tournament highlight. We'll see if someone can best it. Or if maybe he can best himself, because there's no doubt in my mind he's on point so far. He's going to have plenty of targets, ample opportunity. Flashbang delays him for a moment. Kaze actually gets the team kill, so that helps, but soaking. Hello, hello. 2 headshot frags for him as bomb goes down. It's Rain and Olaf versus Zoking and Kaze, and these terrorists are stuck on the bomb site. Olaf gets the retake rolling. He's been spotted, so we've got separate engagements, individual duels. The T's trying to eject someone, trying to get back towards Cat is Zoking, but he's drawn back into the action because he lost his teammate and loses his own head right after. Rain, good 2K as he wins out the clutch. And Olaf, I thought he was going to give him the defuse, but no, he's on an expedition to the B bomb site to retrieve something valuable.
Yeah, no RWS to worry about here. Fuse comes out, they go ahead and grab the other gun. They got the 2 ops. He was opping originally in B. They pull out the nice 2v2. It's as simple as getting the big flank out long, which is all you really need to do. You're compromising so many spots on long. The car player, if anybody goes pit, he can die early. If there's a guy on ramp, he can no longer safely fight Cat. So there's so much value there. And that was just very simple by FaZe. There was not much they had to think about. ViCi on their hand, they probably need to play a little bit better on this map. For me to have confidence moving into Overpass.
Yeah.
It was a previous home map for FaZe, and I doubt, even though Nico doesn't like the map in particular, that all of their experience and time playing on it is just going to disappear suddenly. Like, they're still going to be very good.
Skill levels there as well, I'd say. You know, even if you're uncomfortable on Overpass, these players are still good. Real good. Currently sitting on such a win streak too. Any hopes? Any ambitions? Well, that's all been taken away from ViCi. They'll have to wipe this from their mind going into the second map, but that seems like we are certainly heading there soon. Even now, ViCi. I feel like this T-side's just been kind of flat. You know, they've been struggling to keep map control away from FaZe Clan. FaZe Clan have been way more proactive on the cat plays, on the tunnel pushes when needed.
Yeah, I thought they would be a lot more prepared for Dust2 than this. Their CT side didn't look very good either. Their A setups were weak, and it's not a very complicated map, so the inexperience is definitely showing, and FaZe gave them so many openings as well.
There was a couple of rounds on the CT side from ViCi that I was very impressed with. You know, at the beginning of the half, I felt like they were playing so proactive. We had that consistency in the tunnels flank. You know, they really weren't letting FaZe get comfortable, but the moment they started losing rounds, it's almost like they were kind of turned timid. So will an 8th be added? ViCi do have a bit of footing on the B bomb site. Advent seen and successful, catching Olaf and almost Guardian. 50 HP for him as the window player comes in, and sure enough, they've done it. Cracked open the B site with 3 kills in the midst of it all. And only 1 left to keep this first map rolling. They've got it. Omen and Advent, 2v4, and an 8th round for ViCi.
I don't know. Yeah, they pull it out. That was a good round from both Omen and Advent, as you mentioned. Working their way in with the entries. Alman takes kill leader on that round. 20 kills for him. Distribution is a lot more slanted, but that's actually a boon on T side where you can rely on getting 2 entries, open up a site, especially if it's B, round is over. And Olaf's kind of just been going like 1 for 1 in the B site. Not really overachieving by any means, and that's giving ViCi options. There's still some questions to be answered at A, and whether or not they can win a round with a sustainable default for ViCi. They'll move into one of those right now, so we can kind of talk about what that looks like. And as for FaZe, they are taking another liberty at pushing long, but it's on a round where they've only got pistols for the most part. Guardian's already low on HP. He's the only one with a pretty good gun in the Scout.
We saw a similar round picked up by FaZe Clan with that one Guardian Scout plus pistols. Olaf with little to lose, gets adventurous. Oh, and I thought Rain was going to get away with his life after the kill, but that's not the case. Freeman, sick and tired of losing bodies to the pistols, makes them all hit the floor. Adrian's doubled back from long, and you can see his teammate and Olaf just desperately trying to run up from CT spawn here. Does get the best of Freeman from beneath. Oh. And then the head of Advent, but Alman out middle gets the job done. 9th round for ViCi, 6th round deficit. And they are still being outclassed. There's no doubt in my mind. But they're also keeping themselves in the game long enough to break the cache of FaZe Clan. So this should be another. Yeah, the tenacity is there. It's another round where FaZe have to save. I guess they were forced to double save so they can maybe spend some money here. Maybe they spent too much last round. I don't know. 2,700 and a couple of players. Scout would have put Guardian 3.6. Deagles, yeah. It's just the double save. And what is the eco strat? 2 players double doors, 2 walking up to the double doors. You know, we can probably learn a lot about their default right now to see how comfortable they are. This is some simple stuff. If they're worried about anything, it should be this. Yeah, close molly, spam to the door as the player crosses back. No one's actually pushed out of positions right now. I don't know how. The molly miss? No, in fact, the CTs are pushing through. Wow. They'll get a little bit of a chance. Rain's USP besting 1. We've got Guardian slipping past B tons all the way to the T spawn, where Adrian, in fact, just dies. You know, as Olaf to push tunnels with a pistol last round, Guardian takes his place here in the 25th. And unfortunately for him, comes up empty-handed. They know where he's at, so easy peasy. Small thing, but you should always delay until you get the bomb plant before you kill the last CT if you can. More money. Valid point. Yeah, I mean, if you do it after you kill them, you only get a few $100 for yourself. But they also say time is money, Launders. And true. Maybe ViCi are short on time. Maybe they got to go somewhere. We got things to do. That's true. Got to get out of regulation and into OT. You know, they don't like that feeling of not being able to win here and now. Right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to imply that they had nothing going on in their lives. That they were not important. They are important. Oh, immediate boost at long. There's been a lot of pushes here, so it's fine. You do this in the default, it's great. Your top mid guy has some timing before anybody goes into lower, so it's free to do so, which is always nice to look for free options to get stuff like this gun. The flash is going to push Rain off of position. Nico might just eat it, I'm not sure. Oh, he's got to watch his head. He's got kind of a safe angle, though. He's not too far out, and he can't be exposed to lower. Yeah, this must be the max. He's going to have to fall back through flames, so that'll cost him 40 health. All that setup, all that engagement, the possibility of the threat. Ooh, and Rain, surprise, surprise. 2 Ts die. He gets both Zoking and Alman. They were so tempted at the idea of catching Nico on retreat. Oh, I don't know if Guardian saw that. It doesn't seem like it. He'll get his eyes back up. Off angle too. But do they test him? Can they best him? Flashbangs missed the mark. He still has vision, but he's lost his life. They've got this entry. We saw them crack it open into the 2v4. Olaf's just going to run right through. Gets Advent, sure enough, trying to cause a bit of a commotion as the motions of ViCi get them closer towards this plant. But it's not down yet, and the CTs are so close, they're going to capitalize on it. Run in and close the map as they tried to plant. They gave them nothing. And therefore, it is FaZe Clan picking up their win. Dust2 belongs to them. A hell of a spree in terms of rounds, but it's closed out eventually. Yeah, it's closed out. They get there in the end. It was really messy, man. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be much of a problem right now. Like, this is the match they have to play, and then they finish. We'll see about Overpass. Hopefully there's more to show. Maybe ViCi have some stuff on the map that they can really push FaZe to the limit. Again, it is going to be their map, so there's something there, I suppose. But, yeah, quite messy, man. Right. Quite messy. At least the start of Dust2, I think, was pretty good for ViCi. You know, they had something as of a beginning, but there was no smooth transition once their initial plays kind of were hit with some abruptness and some fails. So I'm excited to see what they have for us on Overpass. I can only cross my fingers and hope that we are in store for a treat. So we'll see you guys there. Overpass up next, the choice of ViCi as they battle here in the 1-0 group versus FaZe.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to CS.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Case. Big update and new features in the case battles. Updated and convenient interface with new options. Up to 4 users can participate in one battle now. Create and customize your battles, any number and any type of cases. Choose the number of participants and invite your friends with a unique link. Watch the best drop and win everything. Don't miss epic battles on Hellcase.